Do you look forward to the ends? It depends. If it's the end to a holiday, no. If it's the end of a Korean drama series, many would say no, because they wouldn't know what to watch next. And if you paid dearly to attend a concert, the end of a concert can also be a bummer. And so it is with the end of celebrations or parties. But there are the ends that we all look forward to. The ends which many of us cannot wait to arrive. For students and teachers, it's the end of exams and the end of the school year. Don't you just look forward to their ends? Then, if you are working, you look forward to the end of the work week. And for those who love to travel, you cannot wait for the end of a long flight. Well, that's personally true for me because I have a backache, and sitting long hours aggravate the pain. And speaking of travel, all of us, without a doubt, cannot wait for the end of the pandemic crisis. We all long for its end to arrive. So, end of exams, end of the school year, end of the work week, of a long flight, the present pandemic. What is common with all these that we look forward to their ends? What is common is that all the ends end suffering. Their ends end pain, difficulties, and grief. Our morning messages this week focus on resilience. What helps us to be resilient? What fuels us to press on and persevere? Well, having the end in mind and looking forward to end empowers us to be resilient at present. Having the end on focus helps you see that the present hardships you experience are all momentary. So if I am certain that the plane is going to land soon and my holiday is about to commence, I can bear with the back pain. And if you know that exams will end, if you know that the school holidays are just around the corner, you know that all the difficult preparations now are on borrowed time. So looking forward to the certainty of the end helps you persevere and be resilient at present. The Apostle Peter wrote a letter called 1 Peter to the first century church. The church was suffering persecution for their faith. Believers were beaten, accusations and insults were hurled against them. And Peter wrote to exhort them to stand firm, to continue to do good, honor the authorities, love one another, even in the midst of trials and persecutions. And one of the reasons Peter gives was that the end is near. The end of all things is near, Peter says. And he was referring to the coming of the Lord Jesus Christ. Because the Lord's return will end all suffering. The Lord's return will commence unending joy. And Peter describes this end, the return of Jesus, with words like inheritance, salvation, appearing, blessing, judgment, eternal glory. And all of these will occur at the end. And all of these will outweigh whatever sufferings we go through at present. Peter tells his readers, "So then, those who suffer according to God's will should commit themselves to their faithful Creator and continue to do good." The certainty of the glorious end empowers all of us who believe in Jesus to do good, to obey His will, even in the midst of difficulties, trials, and suffering, because our God is faithful. When He promises to return, He will keep that promise. So do you look forward to that glorious end that Peter talks about? It's the end that is far better than the end of exams, the end of a long flight, the end of a war, or any other end that you can imagine. May we keep in mind and long for that glorious end, the glorious end that our faithful Creator promises to all who believe in His Son. May we be resilient and persevere in doing all things according to God's will.